Okay, hello
This
everyone.
meeting is being recorded.
I am Aidan from the Aerospace Engineering Research and Development Directorate. Today's session of the virtual lecture will be lectured by Mr. Rovil Asrasahin, titled by Modeling Real Life Structure in the Mechanism using CATIA and Recurdyn. Before the lecture, let me say a little about Mr. Rowell's background. He is an aerospace mechanical. He is an aerospace and mechanical engineer, and he is studying at Jambok National University. So, having said this, Mr. Rowell, the screen is yours. You can proceed.
Thank you, Eden. So, well, I was thinking maybe let's proceed in Amharic. I think በአማርኛ ብንቀጥል የተሻለ ይመስለኛል። ሁሉም ሰው አማርኛ መናገር ይችላል አይደለ? እዚህ ሁላችንም
Yes, ይመስለኛል። I think
በቃ አይ ቲንክ በአማርኛ ሁሉ መናገር የሚችል ከሆነ አይ ቲንክ በአማርኛ ብናስኬደው የተሻለ ነው። ምክንያቱም ላስት ታይም ኖት ያደረኩት ነገር ብዙ ሰው ጥያቄ መጠየቅ ሰው አልነበረም። ትንሽ እሱ ስላለ በአማርኛ ብናደርገው ሁላችሁም ትሰማላችሁ?
ይቻላል ሮቤ ይቻላል።
ስክሪንን ሼር አደርጋለሁ። አሁን ስክሪንን ይታያችኋል አይደል? ሁላችሁ
ይታያል።
ኦኬ መልካም። እሺ በዛሬው ሌክቸር ትንሽ ማውራት የምፈልገው አንዳንድ ቴክኒኮችን በተለይ እንደ አዲስ ጀማሪ ስንሆን ብዙ ጊዜ የሚጠቅሙ አንዳንድ ቴክኒኮች አሉ። ለምሳሌ ፓራሜትር ዲዛይን ማድረግ የሚባል ፖይንት አለ። ፓራሜትር ዲዛይን የሚባል ነገር አለና ከሱ ጀምሬ ሌሎች ሞጁሎችንም ቀስቀስ እያልኩኝ ያሳያችኋለሁ። በባለፈው ያወራነውን ለማስታወስ ያክል አንዴ ወደ ኋላ ልመለስና መጀመሪያ የካቲያ ሶፍትዌርን ስንከፍት የመጀመሪያ ካቲያ ስንከፍተው እንደዚህ አይነት ስክሪን እናገኛለን። እንደዚህ አይነት ስክሪን ስናገኝ መጀመሪያ የምናደርገው ምንድነው? we have to create ፋይል አይደለ? ፋይል ክሬት ለማድረግ እናደርጋለን። ፋይል የሚለውን በተን ከነካን በኋላ ኒው የሚለውን ክሊክ እናደርጋለን፣ ወይም ደግሞ ኮንትሮል ፕላስ ኤ የምትለውን በተን መንካት እንችላለን። ከዛ እዚህ ጋር የምታዩት ምን አለ አማራጮች አሉ ብያችኋለሁ። ከዚህ ውስጥ ለምሳሌ ፓርት የሚለውን ብትነኩ ይሄኛው ሴሌክሽን የሚለው ላይ ፓርት የሚል ይመጣላችኋል ማለት ነው። በእርግጥ እዚህ ጋር የምታያቸው ብዙ አይነት ምርጫዎች አሉ። ለምሳሌ አሰምብሊ የምትሰሩ ከሆነ እዚህ ጋር አሰምብሊ ኤ ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታደርጉ በምትፈልጉት መንገድ ይመጣላችኋል። ግን ብዙ ጊዜ የምንጠቀመው በተለይ እንደ ጀማሪ we have to start with the part. okay part የሚለውን ከነካን በኋላ ነው and then after you press the part after you click you select the part then you press what okay ነው ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ ምን እናደርጋለን ብያችኋለሁ። ከዛ በኋላ you have to create the name and keep the first two elements, the first two boxes checked and then you press okay ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ አሁን ይሄን ከፈጠርን በኋላ በባለፈው ስለ ስኬቺንግ አውርቼላችኋለሁ። ስኬች ለማድረግ ስትፈልጉ ምን እንደምታደርጉ ብያችኋለሁ። እዚህ ጋር የምትመለከቷትን በተን የእስክሪብቶ ምልክት ያለባትን ማለት ነው እሷን ክሊክ ታደርጓታላችሁ ማለት ነው። እሷን ክሊክ ስታደርጓት ከዛ በኋላ እዚህ ጋር ፕሌን ትመርጣላችሁ። ወይ ኤክስ ዋይ ወይ ዋይ ዚ ወይ ዜድ ኤክስ ፕሌን ትመርጣላችሁ። ለምሳሌ ኤክስ ዋይ ፕሌንን ከመረጣችሁ አውቶማቲካሊ ወደ ኤክስ ዋይ ፕሌን ይመጣል ይወስዳችኋል ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ እዚህ ጋር ስታዩ ለምሳሌ የምታዩት እቺ በተን ቢጫ ከለር ናለች አይደል? ለምንድነው ቢጫ የሆነችው የሚለውን ለመመለስ ያክል because እኛ አሁን ስናይ we are looking from the top xy plane ከቶፕ እያየን ነው እና ከላይ ሆነን ወደ ታች የምናይ ከሆነ ደግሞ የxyz ፕሌን ወይም ደግሞ አክሲስ ሲስተሙ በxy ፕሌን ላይ እንዲታየን ሆኖ ማለት ነው። ፕሮጀክትድ ሆኖ ማለት ነው። ፕሮጀክትድ ስለሚሆን ነው ቢጫ የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ይሄ በጣም ይጠቅማችኋል ወደፊት ምናልባት ወደ በኋላ ላይ ትንሽ ሌሎች ነገሮችን ሳሳያችሁ ስለዚህ ጉዳይ በደንብ አወራለሁ። ሌላው ፖይንት ምንድነው? እዚህ ጋር ስኬች ለማድረግ ከፈለግን እነዚህን የምታያቸውን ኦፕሽኖች በመጠቀም ስኬች ማድረግ እንችላለን። ስኬች እንደዚህ ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ ለምሳሌ ይሄንን ለምሳሌ ደሊት አድርጋችሁ ሌላ ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር መጣችሁ you can create a spline ነጥብ 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 ነጥብ። ከዛ በኋላ መጨረሻ ፖይንት ላይ ስትደርሱ ለማቆም ከፈለጋችሁ escape የምትለውን በተን ተነካላችሁ ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ escape የምትለውን በተን ስትነኩ እንደዚህ እንትን ይመጣላችኋል ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ እንደዚህ እያነሳችሁ ማዞር ትችላላችሁ። ግን ለምሳሌ let's say I want to change the shape of this curve of this spline, right? To do that we have to select this point or this point or this point and then just hold it down or hold it up. Okay? This is how you can manipulate the spline. One thing that I've mentioned from last lecture is that we have to dimension it. Okay, we have to dimension it properly. So when we dimension it, first we have to dimension it from the plane, okay, from the vertical line and from the horizontal line. And we also have to dimension the length itself. Okay, don't forget to do that. It's very important. ይቅርታ እንግዲህ እየደባለኩ ነው የማወራው። ምናልባት እንትን ካልኩኝ ይቅርታ። ችግር ያለ አይመስለኝም አይደል? እዚህ everyone okay? እየሰማችሁኝ ነው? ኢንጌጅ ብታደርጉ በጣም ደስ ይለኛል። እኔም ሞቲቬትድ ሆኜ እንድናገር ይበረታታኛልና እስኪ የዳመጣችሁኝ ነው አይደል ሁላችሁ?
አዎ
ኦኬ መልካም መልካም።
ያ ሌሎቹ ሜቢ ፓርቲሲፓንቶቹ ራሳቸውን አንሚዩት ማድረግ ስለማይችሉ ነው እኛ አላው ማድረግ አለብን። በዛ ነው። ኦኬ
I understand. Okay, thank you Aidan, that was very helpful. ስለዚህ ሌላው ደግሞ የነገርኳችሁ ነጥብ ለምሳሌ once you create a circle let me just do that again. First you press this button and then you select, let's say, the middle point, and then you do this, right? Then if you want to give it a length or if you want to dimension it, you press this button. Okay, እዚህ ጋር ሁለት ትንሽ የሚመሳሰሉ በተኖች አሉ አይደለ? እነዚህ መለየት መቻል አለባችሁ። እዚህ ጋር ያለችው አውተምደሽ ምንድን የምትባለው ኮንስትሬንት የምትባለው፣ እዚህ ጋር ደግሞ ያለችው let me explain it with የሰራው ባሳያችሁ አይተን የተሻለ ነው መሰለኝ። ለምሳሌ I select this, right? select ካደረኩኝ በኋላ መጀመሪያ ይሄንን ነካለሁ። ልክ ይሄን ስነካ ዳይሜንሽኑ ነው መቀየር የምችለው ማለት ነው። እዚህ ጋር ዳያሜትር ይመጣልኛል። ለምሳሌ if I want to change this value ምንም ማድረግ ያቻላል last time ደብል ክሊክ አድርጉት ራሱ ነው። ደብል ክሊክ ስታደርጉት ይሄ ቦክስ ይመጣላችኋል ከታች የምታዩት። ከዛ በኋላ ይሄ ቦክስ ይመጣላችሁ እዚህ ጋር you can change the value. Let's say I want to make it 100. ከዛ በኋላ what if I want to give it in terms of the radius, not the diameter, right? Just press this button right here and then you press it's a radius, right? And then you press OK. Now your circle is fully constrained. Okay, do not forget this word, fully constrained. This is a very, very important word, and you're gonna hear this like very often. Almost anytime you are creating any kind of sketch in CATIA or SolidWorks or any kind of 3D modeling software, you must always constrain the sketch that you drew. Okay, and then what is how I told you that from last time? Because voila, you go out and then you press this button and then you just this is called a path. You can increase the path like this, and then if you press preview you will see shape ምን እንደመስል እንደዚህ ማየት ትችላላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ ኦኬ ስትሉት እንደዚህ ይሆንላችኋል ያያችኋለሁ። በተጨማሪ ደግሞ ምናልባት የነገርኩሽ ተጨማሪ ፖይንት እዚህ ካቲያን ለመንቀሳቀስ ከፈለጋችሁ ማወቅ ያለባችሁ ምን ማለት በተኖች ለምሳሌ ምንድናቸው የሚለውን ለመናገር ያክል ለምሳሌ ሮቴት ማድረግ ከፈለኩኝ ሮቴት ለማድረግ ነው ማድረግ ብያችኋለሁ። መሀል ላይ ያለችዋን በተን እቺ የሆነች ክብ ምልክት አለች። from last class I think አማሃ የሚባል ልጅ የሆነ ሶፍትዌር ምናምን ኢንስቶል አድርግ ብሎኝ ነበርና አሁን የምጠቀመው ሌላ ዲስክቶፕ ስለሆነ ነው እንጂ እዛኛው ላይ ኢንስቶል አድርጌ ነበር። ምናልባት የሚከብዳችሁ ከሆነ በቴክስት እሺ ለሚነው እዚሁ እንዳለን ቢትን ኢንስታል ዳት እንደን ላሳያችሁ እችላለሁ። ግን አይ ቲንክ በጣም ግልጽ ነው ብዬ ስለማስብ እንዲሁ ልንገራችሁ። መሀል ያለችዋን በተን እና በቀኝ በኩል ያለውን በተን አብራችሁ ከነካችሁ በኋላ don't let it go, okay? Hold it together and then you just do like this. Okay, this is very important. This is how you manipulate. This is how you rotate the model in CATIA. All right, so now ወደ ዛሬ ክላስ እንመለስ። ወደ ዛሬ ክላስ እንገባ ላሳያችሁ የምፈልገው ነገር ምንድነው? How to create parameters and sketch, how to create parameters and how to create relationships የሚል ነገር ነው ላሳያችሁ የምፈልገው። ስለዚህ ያንን ለማሳየት መጀመሪያ የምናደርገው we have to go back to the sketch, okay? We have to go back to the sketch right here. And then let's hide the pad, okay? You can hide the pad from here, or you can go to the tree over here and just press this and then press the hide button like this. So let's say I create another, let's say create another circle like this, right? And then let's give it a dimension, okay? Now let's change this dimension to, let's say 25, okay? So we have dimensioned it in terms of the radius. And now let's go out, okay? I want to show you first. I want to show you this. From the last class, I've told you that in case something like this happens, press this button down here. Let me just bring it up right here so you can be able to see it, and then press this button, okay? And then you'll be able to see the floats properly, or it will fit your screen. Now let's unhide this, and then let's zoom out a little bit. So you can press the pad, okay? You can press the pad like this. Let me keep it right here. And then now we can select the sketch. Let's say we select these two, and now we say preview. Like this. And now let's unhide this. Okay, now we can see, right? ብዙ ጊዜ እንደዚህ ያጋጥማችኋል። በተለይ እንደ ጀማሪ ስትሆኑ እንደዚህ ሃይድ እና አንሃይድ ትንሽ ኮንፊውዝ ያደርጋችኋል። እንደዛ ካጋጠማችሁ always make sure እዚህ ጋር ገብታችሁ ሁሉንም ኤሌመንቶች start from the bottom, okay? And then go up. ከታች ጀምራችሁ ወደ ላይ አንሃይድ የምታደርጉት እና we created a structure like this, right? And now let's say I go back to the sketch and I change this one, okay? Let's make it 100. I go out. So when I go out, ከውጭ ያለው circle it will be bigger, but the one in the middle will stay the same, right? Because we gave it a dimension as it is, but we did not give it any kind of relationship with the outside circle, right? But let's say I want to keep this length proportional to the outer circle. In that case, what can I do, right? So in this case, you have got much more targets. Go back to the sketch. Let's hide the pad. And now first, this button knowledge የሚለው እዚህ ውስጥ ያለች ኤፌክስ የምትባላለች ፎርሙላ የምትባለው ፎርሙላዋን ክሊክ ታደርጋላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ ይሄ ስክሪን ይመጣላችኋል። ትንሽ በጣም this is probably one of the most important concepts that you should understand. This is maybe intermediate course ሊሆን ይችላል, but it's very intuitive to understand. So let's say I want to define all the dimensions in terms of the inner radius, okay? So to do that, I just press this, okay? When I press this, you see it right here, right? The geometrical set 0.1 / stuff blah blah. There is the value will be highlighted. That's what I'm trying to say. Now once you highlight that, you can give it maybe another name. Let's say RI. That's the inner radius, and then you press apply, okay? So the name is now changed to RI. Earlier the name was very long, right? So ለምሳሌ የሆነ ፎርሙላ ለመስራት ብትፈልጉ it's going to be very, very difficult እንደዛ ረጅም ከሆነ because you know ረጅም ሲሆን it's very messy. So this is how you change the name. And now let's say I select this one, okay? I select this one. After I select this one, you see right here, right? Zigar, it will be highlighted. And now let's give this one another name. Let's name it, let's say RO, right? After I name this like this, I press add formula, okay? After I press add formula, right here, you see right here, this is where you're gonna put your formula, okay? But in our case, we want to relate the inner radius and the outer radius, right? So to do that, here, let me press this RI. Whenever I press this right here, it will automatically show up, okay? And now let's probably multiply it by 2 and add some value like this, okay? And now, if I press OK, you see, here it says there is something wrong with the syntax. Let me change that. Okay. Let's just maybe forget about this one. Let's just multiply by 2 for now. Now, you see right here, the value is now 50. Earlier it was 100, now it's just 50. So there is some kind of relationship with the inner radius. So press apply and then you press OK. And now, if you see right here, there is a symbol right here. It's very small, it's very small, but it's F within, and then there is some X. That means this dimension is defined in a formula, and it's defined in terms of another dimension. How can I know whether it's dimension in terms of another dimension? You just press it like this. When you press it like this, you see right here, it's grayed out. It's grayed out. So what does this mean? If it is grayed out, it means you cannot change it right here. If you want to change it, you have to go here and then press this one. And then maybe you can now, let's say, let's make this one 50. And then I press OK. So when I press this, you see right here, it will automatically update. So this is the power of using formulas. So now let's go out, okay? And then you press close, and let's say I wanna show all the elements. You see right here, this is the power. Something that I forgot to mention. So how can I let's say I created a formula, right? So how can I access that, right? And study, you want to be able to access it if you want to change it, the values or something like that. እንደዛ ለማድረግ ከፈለጋችሁ እዚህ ጋር ትመጡና ቱልስ ሚል እንትን አለ። ቱልስ የምትለውን ከነካችሁ በኋላ እዚህ ጋር ኦፕሽንስ የሚለውን በተን ትነካላችሁ። ከዛ ኦፕሽን የሚለውን በተን ስትነኩ እንደዚህ አይነት ቦክስ ይመጣላችኋል። ከዛ እዚህ ቦክስ ላይ ትገቡና መጀመሪያ የምታደርጉት ኢንፍራስትራክቸር የሚለውን በተን ትከፍታላችሁ። ከዛ ፓርት ኢንፍራስትራክቸር የሚለውን በተን ትከፍታላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ ዲስፕሌይ የሚል በተን አለ። ዲስፕሌይ የሚለው በተን ላይ ፕሬስ እንዳለ እነዚህን ሁሉንም ምረጧቸው። ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ምናልባት ተጨማሪ ካስፈለገን ድንገት ምናልባት ፓራሜትርስ ላይ የሚጨመር ነገር ካለ መልከት እዚህ ጋር ፓራሜትርም ላይ ትገቡና ፓራሜትር ትሪ ቪው የሚለውን ዊዝ ቫልዩ ኤንድ ዊዝ ፎርሙላ የሚለውን ክሊክ ታደርጋላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ ኦኬ ትሉታላችሁ ማለት ነው። ከዛ እንደዛ ስትሉት እዚች ጋር ሁለት አም ሶሪ ዩ ዊል ሲ ሪሌሽንስ የሚል እዚህ ጋር ሪሌሽንስ የሚል ነገር ታያላችሁ። እና እዚህ ጋር ሪሌሽንስ የምትለው ጎን ፕላስ ሳይን አለች አይደል? ፕላስ ሳይን ምንድነች ካላችሁን if you press it, it will automatically show you all the relationships that have been created so far. Okay, this is the power of relations. And now if you can press it like this, and then you press it like this. This is the power. And now you can see the formula that we have created earlier. If you double click on it, if you double click on the formula, it will automatically take you back to the the first place. መጀመሪያ ያየነው ቦታ ላይ ይወስዳችኋል ማለት ነው። So this is the power of formula. And now let's say I have so many different parameters, okay? Especially when you are trying to model something that has so many different entities and so many different dimensions, you might get confused, like how can I know which one is which, right? In that case, what you can do is, let's say I double click on this one, and then let's say I'm trying to write some kind of formula right here. and then let's say I want to add, I don't know, some other dimension, right? But let's say I'm trying to find the dimension of this, let's say I'm trying to find the height, right? So እዚህ ጋር የምታዩት ነገር አለና እዚህ ጋር የምታዩት ኦፕሽኖች ምንድናቸው ብላችሁ ብትጠይቁኝ እዚህ ጋር ለምሳሌ ፓራሜትርስ የሚል አለ፣ ዲዛይን ቴብል የሚል አለ። እነዚህ ብዙ ኦፕሽኖች አሉ። ከነዚህ ውስጥ ለምሳሌ ፓራሜትርስ የሚለውን ክሊክ አድርጌ ከዛ እዚህ ጋር ከፓራሜትሮቹም ውስጥ ደግሞ ሌንግዝ የሚለውን ብቻ ክሊክ ሳደርግ እዚህ ሜምበር ውስጥ ያሉ የሌንግዝ ቫልዩዎችን በሙሉ እዚህ ጋር ያመጣልኛል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በቀላሉ ኮንፊውዝድ ሳልሆን እነዚህን ሌንግዞች ማወቅ እችላለሁ። አውቶማቲካሊ ራሱ ይነግረኛል። ለምሳሌ ይሄኛው የፓዱ ሌንግዝ ነው ወይም in other words this is the thickness, right? So if you እንደዛ ብታደርጉ በቀላሉ እንደዚህ ማግኘት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ you can copy this and then bring it right here and let's create another, ለምሳሌ ኦኬ ብትሉት see the formula will be automatically updated ማለት ነው። እና በዚህ መልኩ you can use the relations and the formulas. ምናልባት ተጨማሪ መረጃ የሚያስፈልጋችሁ ይመስለኛል። ስለዚህ ቪዲዮ ማወቅ ከፈለጋችሁ ምናልባት በቀላሉ ማወቅ የምትችሉበት ብዙ መንገድ አለ። የመጀመሪያው መንገድ just go on from and then just type CATIA how to use relations and formulas ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታደርጉ there are so many videos you see right here like 750,000 results በጣም ብዙ ዶክመንት አለ እና በቀላሉ እነዛን ማየት ይችላላችሁ። this is probably a very good video. So ይሄን ቪዲዮ ምናልባት በኋላ ለኮሆስት ይልክላታልና ይሄን ቪዲዮ እንድታዩት እመክራችኋለሁ ማለት ነው። Alright, so now let's finish this. Let's end this right here. እዚህ ጋር ያለውን ይሄን እንጨርስና let's delete this. And let's delete this. You can also hide it if you want to. ሌላ ነገር ያው ስለምናወራ ብዬ ነው። Delete this, okay? So that's one point. And now I want to show you the other modules that are available within the CATIA, okay? በጣም obviously ማወቅ ያለባችሁ መጀመሪያ ያለባችሁ ከፓት ዲዛይን ቢሆንም that by itself is not enough. You must know other modules. Probably the most common ones that any mechanical engineer would use are the assembly design and probably the what else? The sheet metal design, the wireframe and surface design, and the generative sheet metal design. These are betam common የሆኑ ናቸውና let's say I want to put all of them together because if you see right here betam it's very messy. Like let's say if you want to find them sally generative sheet metal design, you have to go like this, go down like this, and that it can be very tedious sometimes. እንደዛ ሲሆንባችሁ how can I change that? Let's say እዚህ ጋር ክሊክ ሳደርገው በቀላሉ እዚህ ጋር እንዲመጣልኝ ማለት ነው። እዚህ ጋር በቀላሉ shortcut how can I create a shortcut ማለት ነው። How can I do that? Well, similarly you click tools and then you click customize የሚለውን ክሊክ ታደርጋላችሁ ማለት ነው። ከዛ customize ክሊክ ስታደርጉ እዚህ ጋር እነዚህ ኦፕሽኖች ይመጡላችኋል። ከዛ እዚህ ጋር ቱል ባርስ የሚል አለ፣ ዩዘር ወርክ ቤንች የሚል አለ፣ ስታርት ሜኑ የሚል አለ እና መጀመሪያ ስታርት ሜኑ ላይ ትገቡና እኛ የምንጠቀመው ለምሳሌ አሰምብሊ ዲዛይን ከሆነ አሰምብሊ ዲዛይንን ክሊክ ስታደርጉት እዚህ ጋር ይመጣላችኋል። ፌቨራይት ውስጥ ይገባላችኋል ማለት ነው። ለምሳሌ ፎቶ ምናምን ነገር ጋለሪያችሁ ውስጥ ካለ ለምሳሌ እና ብዙ ጊዜ ከፈለጋችሁ የሆነች የልብ ቅርጿ ምልክት ስትነኩት እንዳይመጣው ማለት ነው። that's the same concept እዚህ። ከዛ አሰምብሊ ዲዛይን ክሊክ ታደርጋላችሁ። በል what else ለምሳሌ ብዙ ጊዜ የምትጠቀሙት GMU kinematics የሚባል አለ። that's also widely used. ለምሳሌ what else is there? By the way እዚህ ጋር የምታያቸው ሊስት በሙሉ it's ከኤ እስከ ዜድ ነው what is called በዲሴንዲንግ ኦርደር ነው የተቀመጡት እና በአሴንዲንግ ነው የሚባለው በዲሴንዲንግ ብቻ ከኤ እስከ ዜድ ነው የተቀመጡት። ስለዚህ የምትፈልጉትን ሞጁል ገብታችሁ ለምሳሌ ጂ ከሆነ ወደ ታች ጂ የሚለው ጋር ትገቡና ኦኬ አይ ዋንት ጀነሬቲቭ ሼፕ ዲዛይን ነው ፈልጋለሁ ካላችሁ በቀላሉ እንደዚህ ታርጉና እንዲታርጋላችሁ ማለት ነው። ከዛ በኋላ ክሎዝ ትልታላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ what happens እዚህ ጋር ስትመጡ you see በቀላሉ እነዚህ ሶስት ኮመንሊ የምትጠቀማቸውን ሞጁሎች ያመጣላችኋል ማለት ነው። በት ፎር ናው ሌላ ተጨማሪ ደግሞ ማሳያችሁ ምንድን ነው፣ ብዙ ጊዜ የሚያጋጥመው ነገር ብዙ ጊዜ ሞዴል ላይ ሞዴል ስታደርጉ ማለት ነው፣ ብዙ ጊዜ የሚያጋጥማቸው ነገር ለምሳሌ ሌትስ ሴይ እነዚህ ነገሮች በጣም አስፈላጊ ነገሮች ናቸው። ግን አንዳንድ ጊዜ you never know የት እንዳለ ላታውቁ ትችላላችሁ። ለምሳሌ 2 ስክሪን ወይ 3 ስክሪን ካላችሁ ለምሳሌ አንዱ ወደዛ ሊገባ ይችላል፣ እንደዚህ ሊጠፋ ይችላል፣ አንዱ የሆነ ብቻ የት እንዳለ ላታውቁ ትችላላችሁ። እንደዚህ በሚሆንበት ጊዜ all you have to do is just go back to the እዚህ ጋር ከስተማይዝ የሚለው በተን ጋር ቅድም ያሳየኋችሁ ቦታ ጋር ቱልባርስ የምትለዋል ማለት ነው። እነዚህ በሙሉ ቱልባር ነው የሚባሉት፣ ባይዘው ቱልባር ነው የሚባሉት። ቱልባሩን ክሊክ ታደርጋላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ እዚህ ጋር ከፈለጋችሁ you can create another toolbar. That's the power of CATIA. But the most common task to do here is just press the restore position button, and then you press OK, and then see right here, and then you press close. Now all the toolbars are positioned to their original place. Like CATIA will automatically place them in their right places. Okay. Another another common የሚሰራ ነገር ምንድነው? ለምሳሌ this is horizontal አይደለ? I want to change it to a vertical shape, right? How do I do that? You just press the shift, okay? You press shift and then you press it, okay? And then it will automatically change like this, okay? Like this. Yeah. And then you can put it here, or you like if you want to put it right here, you just click this and then click it like this, or you can just bring it down here. This is how you do. ብዙ ጊዜ የምሰጠው አድቫይስ ለጀማሪዎች ምንድነው? If you are a beginner, try to find the most common toolbars that you use. Probably if you're using the let's say if you're going to use the let's go to the part design, structure part design, right? So maybe later in part design ዘጋ ጨምሯለሁ ባይዘው so ለምሳሌ ብዙ ጊዜ ካቲያ ላይ ፓርት ዲዛይን የሚጠቀሙ ከሆነ ኮመን ቱልባሮች this toolbar, probably this toolbar is also very common. Yeah, እነዚህ ቱልባሮች they're probably the most common toolbars, and they also have their own names, and you have to study the names of each toolbar. ለምሳሌ this toolbar is called sketch, and this toolbar ለምሳሌ ማወቅ ከፈለጋችሁ ስሙን እንደዚህ ትይዙና shift ክሊክ ታርጉት ይነግራችኋል ከላይ ስሙ ማለት ነው። sketch based feature ይባላል። ይሄኛው ደግሞ ምን ይባላል? ማወቅ ከፈለጋችሁ እንደዚህ ታርጉትና ማወቅ ኤግዛክትሊ ማወቅ ትችላላችሁ ስሙን ማለት ነው። እና ደግሞ ብዙ ኦፕሽኖችም አሉት። ቲክ ሰርፌስ አለው፣ ክሎዝ ሰርፌስ አለው እና ብዙ ሰርፌስ። ይሄኛው ደግሞ ሰርፌስ ፊቸር ይባላል። ሰርፌስ ፊቸር ማለት ለምሳሌ ሌላኛው ጀነሬቲቭ ሼፕ ዲዛይን ቱል ላይ ከገባችሁ በኋላ የሆነ ሞዴል ከፈጠራችሁ በኋላ ያ ሞዴል it doesn't have a thickness, okay? Generative shape design ላይ የሚፈጠር ማንኛውም ሞዴል does not have a thickness. You have to create the thickness for it, okay? To do that, after you make a model within the generative shape design, you have to come back to part design, and then you press this button, okay? There are two options. There is a thick surface option, and then there is a closed surface option. The thick surface option is used when you have a structure that has a hole in the middle. በሌላ አባባል ውስጡ መሀሉ ክፍተት ያለው ለምሳሌ ሃይላንድ ዲዛይን የምታደርጉ ከሆነ or ለምሳሌ ስቴዲየም or I don't know ለምሳሌ አውሮፕላን ዲዛይን የምታደርጉ ከሆነ ውስጡ ክፍተት ይኖራል አይደል? If you are trying to model የአውሮፕላን ውጨኛውን ፓርት ምናምን you use a thick surface. But if the structure is going to have if you don't mind whether it has a closed surface or a hollow surface, you can just use a closed surface, okay? All right, so let's end the tutorial on part design right here and just go to the other modules that I was mentioning earlier. The second module that I recommend my students to study is called the wireframe and surface design, okay? What do you do in the wireframe and surface design? Probably the name will automatically tell you. In the wireframe and surface design, you really need to study this point, line, plane, and all these commands properly, okay? And if you don't understand what they are, there is an option here. You press help button, and then you can always find, let's say you press the F1 button or CATIA help, and then if you have some kind of data on your desktop, you can find it right here. But probably the most common way is just go on maybe Google, and then just CATIA help, and then you can find any information that you want. There is a user's guide right here. You can always check this, or just go to YouTube. Probably the most YouTube is the best place to learn, especially AutoCAD and these kind of softwares, because like reading ramen, to be honest, it takes a lot of time, and people are not really interested to study just a whole bunch of books just to understand one command, right? So I really recommend my students to view lectures on YouTube. So probably I want to show you some things that you can do, or some of the things that you can do with these tools, right? So if you press the point, there is a point definition box that's going to appear, and here you can give the value or the correct what is it called, the correct links from the origin. Okay, so from the origin, maybe I can give it, let's say 100. Okay, and then if I press preview, you will see a point like this. Okay, you can create a point like this, and you press OK, and now a point has been created. Now let's say I want to create multiple points, right? So to do that, now about last lecture, like you can either do two things. First thing is you can just double click like this, and now every time you add let's say you give another point like this, 100 millimeters, and then you press preview and then OK, and now it will automatically create another window for you. I'm sorry, by the way. By the way, everyone, are you listening? Are you following me? You guys have any question?
እየሰማን ነው ሮቤል፣ መቀጠል ትችላለህ።
እሺ if you guys have any question, please post it on the chat, and I will try to address your questions to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so all right, so we have created 2 points, right? Let's create another point. Okay, and now I'm going to give it another like 100 millimeters to the z-axis. So what does this xyz value mean? Just to I don't know, express it in a very easy way so that everyone can understand. So x 100 millimeters means the point is gonna go in the x direction 100 millimeters like this. Okay, and then what does y 100 millimeters means? From that point it will go like this. Okay, another 100 millimeters, and then it will go up another 100 millimeters. Then the point will be right here. So this is the location of this point, and now you press OK, and then it will just continue to give you another box. Maybe let's give it let's keep this one as 0, let's keep this one as 0, and let's press preview. Okay, and now we have created a, let's say, enough points. Okay, just press escape. Okay, always remember, in CATIA or probably most softwares, escape key is the key that you press when you want to finish any kind of command. Okay, so we have created 4 points, and now I'm going to create a line between these points. Okay, so as I told you before, because right now I'm going to create multiple lines, I double click on the line, and now there are so many different ways that you can define a line. Okay, so here, if you see under the line type, you see point direction, angle, normal to curve, tangent to curve, and so many different kinds of definitions. I'm going to try to explain probably the first 3 or 4, and the rest you can explore by yourself. Okay, let's say point, okay. So you press point, you press, so here it will ask you the first point. Let's say this is our first point, and now it's going to ask you the next point. Let's say I'm going to create a point here, and now you see we have created a line between point 1 and point 2. And now it's going to ask you for support. You could just leave it like this. The default is none. So let's say we press preview, and now we have created our lines. And you can also extend this line outwards. Okay, you don't necessarily have to just finish everything right here. To do that, you see right here. You see right here the start and the end button. Like let's say I increase this. See this point. The point is right here. The point is right here, but we are just increasing these links. Or another way to do that is you press this start. You go close to this start, and then you see the arrow right here. Press that, and then just drag it out like this. You can do this. Same way on the other side. You go here, and now you press this, and then you just you can drag it out like this. This way you can create a line. Okay, this is one way to do that. What is the other way to create a line? The other way to create a line is probably a point and a direction. So what does a point and a direction is? Let's say I click this point, and now it's going to ask me for a direction. So here you can press the right click, and right here you're going to see so many different options for defining a direction. Probably we can select the let's say the YZ plane, and now we're gonna have to probably just press let's say preview. Okay, so if you see right here, we have created a line with a length of 20 millimeters. Okay, in which direction? In the Y component direction. Okay, so what does the Y component direction mean? The Y component direction is the point's Y direction. Okay, the point's Y direction. Remember that. What else can we do? You can also change the X component, or I don't know, change it to the Z component. And now you can create a point like this, and you just drag it like this, and now you create another point. Okay, and then press OK. And now to save time, let me just go back to the point and just do this. Okay. All right, so let's just press escape. One thing that I forgot to mention, so about points. Okay, so to define a point, I told you that you can use the coordinate system, or here there's also other options. Let's say you can press on curve. So what does on curve mean? You select the curve. Okay, let's say this is a curve. By the way, a line is considered as a curve in CATIA. Please keep this in your notes. This is a very important point. So a line is considered as a curve. A circle is also considered as a curve in CATIA. So you press on curve, and now you can give it a length. You can probably maybe let's just give it 40, and now you press preview, and now you create a point. Another point to do is you can also just let's say let's press 0, and now see, if you press 0, the point will be created at the start point of the line, and then you press OK. So we have created another point. So let's connect it. Press this point, and you press this point, and you press OK. So we have created a 3D wireframe within the wireframe and surface design. Okay. The next step to do is probably I want to talk about the plane. Okay, the plane. What is the plane, and how to kind of how to use it properly. So you press the plane, and here you will have this kind of box. So from last lecture, I have tried to explain how to use the offset from plane. This one is basically let's say we have the X, the Y, and the Z plane, and now we want to create a plane that is parallel to the XY plane at a distance of 20 millimeters, right? So to do that, just for the reference, you press the right click and choose the XY plane, okay? So you see this green plane. Now maybe you can increase it like this, and now we have created our first plane. Okay, this is the offset from plane method. Another method for creating a plane is you can create a plane that is normal to curve. This is probably one of the most common commands within the CATIA software. This, you see this one, normal to curve, and now it's going to ask us which curve to use for this. So we can just select this one, for instance, and now it's going to create a curve that is normal to this line. But the default case is the middle of that line, okay? But what if I want to keep it to the edges, right? To do that, after making sure that this is highlighted, highlighted means the point section is in a blue color, okay? Once you make sure that it's done like this, you can press this point like this, and now to automatically move to that specific point. Or let's say I want to move it right here. To do that, you just press this point, make sure that this is highlighted, and then press this point, and then it will be like this, okay? So this is what you should do to get a plane in this way. Maybe I can show you one more. What is the other way? Let's say you can also create a plane between through 3 points and through 2 lines. I want to show you that a plane created through 3 points. So after you choose this option, you have to select the points, okay? To do that, after making sure that this is blue, now you select this point, and you press maybe second point, this one, and then you press this point, okay? So we have created a plane that is that goes through this point, and this point, and automatically the what is called the plane is assigned to the first point, okay? And you can move it. You can move it like this, maybe somewhere in the middle, right? Something like this. And I press OK. I'm sorry, you can start it up. Now you have created a plane that goes through each of these 3 points. So please, I highly advise anyone who's a beginner in CATIA to spend, I don't know, 1 month, 2 months, however long it takes to fully understand how to use the plane and the lines and the points properly. Because if you don't understand these 3, you'll never be able to make any meaningful progress within this CATIA software. So let's just unhide all of these planes. Hide, you can press hide, and also you can also go to the specification tree and just select this one, hide, and hide, okay? So this way you will be able to make points and lines and planes. All right, so the next step is let's now go to another important surface-based features, okay? So in the part menu, we had surface-based features. In the wireframe and surface design menu, we have the same features, okay? So I'm going to try to explain some of them to the best of my knowledge, okay? So the first one is called the extrude, right? So when you click the extrude, a new window will pop up like this, and now we have to select the profile that we want to extrude. Extrude means you are trying to create a surface that goes through that specific curve that you created. So let's say we click this line, and now we have to select the direction. And now let's say I select the X direction. So you see, and now we can make it mirrored so that it goes both ways. Now we can increase the dimensions like this, and now you'll be able to see a surface that has been extruded based on this command, and you press OK. See, this is the first method for the surfaces toolbar. All right, so maybe I'm gonna delete this and show you the this icon. This is called the fill icon. It's also very common what do you call it? Common command that people use, especially mechanical engineers and aerospace engineers. So you select this line, and now you have to select the lines sequentially. Okay, that means you cannot just select this line and select this line and go to here and go to here and go to here. Okay, you have to do it sequentially. If you're going this way, okay, good. If you're going this way, that's also good. Whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, that's okay. But make sure that they are selected sequentially. Right. So let's go this way. You see, when I select the lines, the lines of the curves, they will appear right here in their order. Okay, 1, 2, and now let's say this line 4 will be number 3, and then line 5 will be number 4, and then this will be our last line. When you do that properly, this sorry, you see this, the closed contour will appear. That means you have done a good job and you have made a closed contour. So after you do that, you press preview. Okay, so you have created your first surface. Okay, this is what is it called, the wireframe and surface design and the generative shape design is highly employed for car designs and I don't know, let's say jet designs. This is very commonly used, so you really need to spend some time to understand these two modules properly. So I have been talking for 48 minutes. Everyone, are you following me? Do you have any questions, or do you want to take a break? Or hello, everyone. Isa Machino?
እየሰማን ነው ሮቤል። ፓርቲሲፓንት ጥያቄ ካላችሁ does anyone have a question? You may raise your hands.
እሺ ካላችሁ መናገር ትችላላችሁ። I just want to make sure that ብቻዬን እያወራሁ እንዳልሆን እፈራለሁ እና ለዛ anyways እሺ I'm going to continue. So what I want to show you next is let's remove all of this. I want to show you the other tools. Let's say what are these tools? The sphere and the cylinder. The sphere is basically you're creating a sphere, but you have to create the center for it. For the center, you can press create point, and now it will take you to this point definition, or maybe you can just use the coordinate system. And let's say I'm going to give it just 0 millimeters in preview, and now I press OK. So we have created the center for this sphere, and we have to also select the axis for it. The axis is automatically selected, the default case, but in case if you have multiple axes, this is where you're going to change your axis. Okay, and for the radius, you can give it maybe higher values. Let's say I want to make it like 100, let's say 100 millimeters. And then what else? See right here, the sphere limitations. There are two options. You can create a full sphere, see, like this, maybe like a ball or something, or you can create something like half sphere or anything. It's up to you to decide the limits for each edge. To do that, right here you can select. Let's say I'm going to make this one, let's say 60 degrees, and you press preview. Okay, this is what happens. And by the way, you can identify which one is which. Let's say if you press the edges, or if you press this button like this, it will tell you exactly which one is like increasing or decreasing. See, right now you're seeing the parallel start angle, and there is two parallel start angle and meridian start angle. Meridian means, if you remember from the geography class, you know, meridian is the this way, yeah, the outside surface like this, okay, and the parallel is basically is up and down, and this is how you can create a sphere. And what else? Now let's say I have made some drawing. You can also make sketches, by the way, within the wireframe surface design. To do that, just select the sketcher, select the XY plane, and you can, let's say, make a circle, something like this, and you dimension it properly. And if you dimension it properly, you also have to make sure that it's constrained. So to constrain it, you can select this one. You can constrain it from the vertical distance, and also you can constrain it from the horizontal distance. From the horizontal distance like this. So, constrain it from this one is from the horizontal up to the end, and now we have to constrain from the vertical. Okay, so this one and let's say this one. So this is now fully constrained. So you can constrain it like this, and you go out. And now let's fill the surface. Okay? Press the fill, and now press it will automatically select the sketch, and we press preview. And now we created our first sketch. And now let's say I'm going to create another plane. This one down. So now let's say I'm going to create another plane, and the plane will be offset from plane. Okay, so you can do offset from plane, or you can even do offset. I'm sorry, tangent surface. You can do tangent surface. So for the surface, you select the surface, and then the point will be, this is the point. So you can create a point for it. Let's say not on curve, let's say for instance coordinate system, and now you can increase the distance. Give it 200. Not 1000 is too much. 200. Okay. Okay, and press OK. Now we have created a plane, right? So on this plane, I'm going to draw another surface. Okay, I'm going to draw, let's say I'm going to create some rectangle like this, and you go out. I didn't dimension it and I didn't constrain it, but that's something that you should do for yourself. You should do it for yourself. So I have created another surface, and now I'm going to apply the same procedure that I've done earlier, which is the fill. Okay, you press the fill and you press it like this, and then you press preview, and you have created another surface. Okay, and now what else can I do? Now, this could be another good recapitulation for you. Last class I have told you about how to project an element or an edge, and for that I'm going to do the same thing right here for the sake of education only, but normally you don't do it like that. You have to do it in the most easiest way possible, but this is a tutorial, so I'm going to do it in this way. Let's say I'm going to select the surface, and now I'm going to sketch on that surface. So to do that, I will press this button. I'm going to project the 3D element and select each edge like this, and finally like this. Let me see. We need to select it together. Like this, another edge like this. Oh, sorry. Select this one, and this one, and we go out. So we have projected the edge of the surface, Now let's hide this one. So as I have mentioned at the beginning of this course, whenever the line is highlighted in a yellow color, it means that is a projection. Okay, projection means anything can be projected. Maybe the edge can be projected, or even the axis system can be projected. But if it is in yellow, then it means it's projected. And now we're gonna make this line hidden line. And to do that, you can always go down here. So not hidden line, but a construction line. Press the construction line, and you press again. Let's select all of them together, and now let's make them a construction line. Okay. So now the line has been a construction line. So this also has to be construction. So this one also has to be a construction line. So we have created a construction line, and then this is how you can make a construction line. But for now, let's just go back to the just how it was. Maybe just let's keep it as a solid line, and now let's go out. Okay, and then you can bring back everything. Let's bring back everything. Okay, and then so now I want to extrude it again. I'm gonna extrude the sketch. Okay, this one. Now let's say we want to extrude it more. Let's increase it to 200. Preview. Let's reverse the direction. You see, something like this. Maybe 200 is too much. That's okay. That's okay. So we have extruded to 200. I'm going to this right here. And now what I want to do, what I want to show you is, let me just change the color of this so that I can easily show what I'm trying to do. And now let's say I want to project this element on the surface. Okay, that's what I want to do. Okay, so to do that, let's say that what you're going to do is over here there is a projection right here. So now the element that we are going to project is this one. So we have to select this element. The projected element is, you can also select it from here. So we're going to select this one, and we go back again, and this is the field here. So select the field and select projection, and now we can project. Let's say this sketch on this surface. Okay, this is the surface that we want to project it on. So for the surface, we're going to select the bottom surface like this. So, and now if you press preview, see right here, over here, there is a circle that's going to be created on the surface, on the bottom surface like this. You press OK. Okay, this is how you can project an element. And now you can also trim the surface using this projected element. To do that, what you can do is over here is this element, the operations element, and the operations toolbar. You can press split, and now it will ask you which element to cut. So for the element to cut, we are going to cut the surface, and now the cutting element will be this projection. Okay, see, now we have created this kind of structure, and you can also change it to the other side. That means instead of removing this part, we're going to remove the outside. So to do that, just press other side. So this way you can create something like this, but let's keep it the other way. You press preview and you press OK. Maybe for one day this is too much information, and I think maybe right here I think I should stop going into too much details, because you can learn all of this on YouTube. I highly recommend everyone to check out some good YouTube channels. Maybe today I'm gonna go on YouTube and maybe just show you some good YouTube channels once more. YouTube.com, and here on YouTube, let's just give it some time to load. Maybe I also have my own CATIA playlist, and if you are interested in studying this playlist, this is where I have put in a lot of the videos that I find very interesting. So if you are interested in studying about CATIA, you can always contact me, okay? You can always contact me, and I'm gonna add my notes. I'm gonna add my email right here. Just if you have questions about CATIA or any concerns, just email me. Email ETO. Okay. This is my email address for for Telegram. You can find me at 821023672145. This is my Telegram. You can find me over here. Since this is a screen recording, if you want to check this part, you can always just take a screenshot of this or something. So, በጣም ብዙ የሚቀር ፓርት አለ ስለ ካቲያ በአንድና በሁለት ሌክቸር ይህን ሁላ ነገር ነግሬያችሁ መጨረስ አልችልም። But there are so many things that you can do with CATIA. And by the way, once you understand how the structure is made, once you have the skills to make any kind of models, you can always go on the internet, and there are so many online resources. Let's say online CATIA models, and you will find so many online communities. The GrabCAD community. Basically, how it works is, let's say I am trying to make an airplane. Okay, an airplane. I'm trying to make this kind of airplane, right? So it's beautiful, right? By the way, this probably took a long time for some people, but if you are trying to make the same thing, you know, we don't have time, we don't have energy, and it's too much work. So what you can do is you can always download the file, right? And you can always check what kind of material it is, the format type right here. See right here, it will show you the JPG. JPG means an image format, okay? An image format. All ለምሳሌ ስልካችን ውስጥ ያለው ምናምን በሙሉ JPG ነው እና what you are looking for is a cut part, okay? Here, right here, it says CATPART. So you can always download that. Or if you are trying to simulate some kind of mechanism, let's say you're trying to make a box, or let's say you're trying to make a box, a metal grid. You can always, I'm sorry, it's taking too much time.
Okay, ጥያቄ አለ መሰለኝ ሮቤል ቴክስት የተደረገ ነው why we use CATIA instead of AutoCAD. What are the advantages, especially in aerospace, it says.
ቤተልሔም ጥሩ ጥያቄ ነው ያነሳሽው። AutoCAD is also a really good software. እኔም ጠቀመው ነበር ድሮ፣ ግን ብዙ ጊዜ ምንድነው መሰለሽ CATIA it's very 3D friendly. What does 3D friendly mean? You can make so many models, or you can make models, or the experience will be easier for you if you're using CATIA. AutoCAD is good for 2D drawings. If you have a 2D structure, okay. If you have a 2D material, and let's say you're making a base design, or if you are an architect, or I don't know, something like that, or if you are trying to make some kind of drawing, first perspective drawing, now about technical drawing ላይ ተማርናቸው ድሮ ማለት ነው። እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮችን የምትሰሪ ከሆነ I think AutoCAD is good, but CATIA is a professional one, okay? And probably ከኔ የበለጠ ደግሞ መረጃ ማግኘት ከፈለግሽ you just go on Google, type AutoCAD versus CATIA, and it will show you why you should የትኛው መምረጥ እንዳለብሽ የትኛው እንደሚሻል በደንብ ዲቴል ነው የሚሻል እዚህ ጋር እንደሚናገረው AutoCAD is the most preferred and is the ultimate choice for 2D drafting. What is 2D drafting? 2D drafting is basically if you are making ቤት ለምሳሌ ቤት ምሳሌ ከሆነ ወይ ደግሞ ለምሳሌ አውሮፕላንሽ ከሰራሽ በኋላ አውሮፕላኑ ስትራክቸሩን በወረቀት ላይ ምትሲ ከሆነ that's called 2D drawing. So for that, AutoCAD is good. But if you're trying to land a job at some top companies, ለምሳሌ ኮሪያ ውስጥ ያሉ ካምፓኒዎች ብዙ አሉ። ለምሳሌ ኮሪያ if you type Hyundai, I'm pretty sure some of you know this company. This Hyundai company is a Korean company. What else is there? Or even BMW or any Bugatti or all of those, they would ask you to have a basic understanding of some CATIA software or something of that level. Okay, AutoCAD is good, but it's not enough if you are trying to get into the aerospace industry or any kind of modeling or design industry. And here you can find also, if you try to find aerospace, airplane, jet, you can find any material. Yes.
ስክሪን ካቲያ ላይ ነው ያለው እና እየታየኛል።
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. ቀኖሽ ተገኝቶ ነበር like በጣም ብዙ ነገር አውርቼ ብዙ ነገር አሳይቼ ነበርና ይሄን ሁላ ነገር ሳወራ አልሰማችኝም ማለት ነው።
ያ እንዳላቋርጥ ብዬ ነበር።
Next time please አቋርጪኝ። እሺ it's okay. በጣም ወደኋላ መመለስ ነው የሚያደርገኝ ማለት ነው። anyways ለማለት የፈለኩት ምንድነው ለማሳጠር ያክል AutoCAD ማንኛውም AutoCAD የምትፈልጉትን ማቴሪያል ከኢንተርኔት ላይ በቀላሉ ማግኘት ከፈለጋችሁ በቀላሉ AutoCAD ብላችሁ ሰርች ነው CATIA files online ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታደርጉ you can always find any kind of materials that you want. ብዙ ጊዜ ይታያል by the way I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Hello?
አሁን ይታያል።
Okay. Just making sure. So የምትፈልጉት ማንኛውም ማቴሪያል ካለ you can always go to GrabCAD and you can find 3D models like this and you can use those. You can download any of them and when you download make sure that the extension is CATPART, or if you're trying to download let's say a product within CATIA, make sure that the end is CAP what is called the CAT product የሚል መሆኑን ቼክ አድርጉ ማለት ነው። ኤኒዌይስ ቼክ አድርጉ at the end ያሉትን ኤክስቴንሽኖች ማለት ነው። you can download some ለምሳሌ ባይስክል ዳውንሎድ ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ። ከዛ በኋላ study how the bicycle is modeled. You can do so many things that you want. You see right here they have this is kind of an assembly. Okay, an assembly means they have part and then there is a product. So product is ምናልባት አሁን ጊዜ ትንሽ ስላጠረ ነው እንጂ ጊዜ ቢኖርና ባስረዳችሁ በጣም ደስ ይለኝ ነበረ። ግን just go on YouTube, search CATIA assembly tutorial and maybe just for beginners and it will show you some good lectures. በጣም ብዙ እንትኖች አሉ። ለምሳሌ ይሄ በጣም አሪፍ ዩቲዩብ እንትን ነው እና እነዚህ ብታጠኑ አሪፍ ነው። AutoCAD እና CATIA ያላልሽው ቅድም ሳሳይ የነበረው ምንድነው what is the difference between AutoCAD እና CATIA ለማለት ከፈለግሽ just type AutoCAD you can find so many things እንደዚህ ኦንላይን ማግኘት ትችላለሽ ማለት ነው። ሌላው ደግሞ ሪዝን ያቀረብኩልሽ ማንኛውም ትልልቅ ካምፓኒዎች ብዙ ጊዜ they require you to know CATIA or some kind of በጣም advanced የሆነ ዲዛይኒንግ ሶፍትዌር because CATIA ሲሰራ ማንኛውም ነገር ሲሰራ ማለት there is a purpose for it, right? AutoCAD mainly የተሰራበት purpose ለ2D drafting ነው። okay but CATIA ገና ሲጀመር ራሱ ኮንሴፕቱ ሲጀመር the idea was for 3D modeling እና you have to know how to use CATIA. By the way አሁን የምጠቀመው CATIA V5 ነው የሚባለው ነገር ግን there is also more advanced features ግን ይሄኛውን ካወቃችሁ you can always go to more other ሌሎች ነገሮችን ማወቅ ትችላላችሁ ለማለት ነው። ያ እና ይሄንን ነው በካቲያ ላይ ማለት የፈለኩት አንድ ጊዜ ቅድም ደግሞ የእንትኔ ለማሳየት የፈለኩት ነገር አለ so this is my information if you have any questions about CATIA or any concerns you can email me at this address or you can find me on Telegram like this also I want to mention I want to mention if you are a graduate student
ሮቤል አሁን እየታየ አይደለም
አይታይም አሁን ይታያል
አሁን ይታያል
so if you have any questions about CATIA concern ካላችሁ በዚህ ታገኛላችሁ በኢሜል ይሄ ቴሌግራሜ ነው or if you're a graduate student and would like to study more about CATIA just contact me and yeah so this is just an introductory to the introduction to software and maybe I think March when ምናምን ውስጥ Recurdyn የሚባል ሶፍትዌር አለ next time we will go on to Recurdyn so for Recurdyn we will use our models that we have designed in CATIA and so what is MBD analysis ካላችሁ ደግሞ በጣም ብዙ ኢንተረስቲንግ የሆኑ ዌብሳይቶች ምንድነው ሲሙሌሽኖች አሉ MBD analysis ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታደርጉ it's really interesting see like something like this so interesting so how is this made ብላችሁ just to give a general idea you see everything እዚህ ጋር የምታዩት structure first you have to make this structure you have to design it okay so designing each is also a discipline by itself again you have to at least know the basics of it now if you want to make something like this in CATIA it's going to be a really big problem you're going to have a very hard time doing that but if it's in CATIA if you're doing it in AutoCAD it's difficult but in CATIA much easier yeah in CATIA you can also do analysis but it's not that great I think especially for multi-body dynamics and flexible multi-body dynamics and stuff like that Recurdyn is the best software because Korea by the way Korea just to wrap up ለመጨረስ ሞክራለሁ CATIA is South Korea is a very advanced country ግን advanced የሆነችበት ነገር ምንድነው it's not because they are doing something that's out of this world or it's not because they are very smart የተለየ ሰው ስለሆኑ ሳይሆን it's because በጣም ጥንት የሚባሉ ነገሮችን they master በጣም the finer details okay so like እኛ ደግሞ ብዙ ጊዜ ኢትዮጵያ ብዙ ጊዜ ተማሪዎች ስንባል ተማሪዎችንም ሆነ ማንኛውም በኢትዮጵያ ሲስተም ያደግን ሰዎች ይሆን እንደዚህ ነገር ስናይ it looks too complicated for us it looks like we have to study so many things ምናምን but in reality it's not like that all you have to remember is just know how to use some softwares learn new skills on a daily basis and like you will be surprised ከትንሽ ጊዜ በኋላ በራሳችሁ ማለት ነው እና ይሄን ለማለት ነው and I think that's pretty much what I have to say thank you very much
thank you Robil እናመሰግናለን በጣም it was a nice lecture especially for beginners so I think ጥያቄ ያለ አይመስለኝም any more question ምናልባት ካለ participant I think ጥያቄ ያለ አይመስለኝም በጣም እናመሰግናለን ሮቤል ለሰጠን ጊዜ thank you
አመሰግናለሁ መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ
Lantham, thank you.